Will I know when we're live?
We are live.
Beautiful. Namaste, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Akasha and Joan of Angels here. And thank you so much for joining us. This is the full moon eclipse. And on this particular eclipse, there are a lot of energies. There's a lot of opposition. There's a lot of power. There's a lot of sweetness. And there's a lot of possibility for us to walk through this portal into our next reality together in a very sacred way. And it's like entering a new timeline of your life. So everything leading up to this moment, we wanted to create a sacred gateway. We've just come back from Greece. We've done an amazing sacred work there. We're going to share a little bit about that and take you deeper, but we want to welcome you as if you're coming into our full moon temple here. And so this is Sacred Copal, and this is a Mayan incense for cleansing, clearing, and protection. It is extremely powerful and keeps you safe. So take a moment as if this sacred smoke is clearing and cleansing you on all levels as you enter the sacred space with us. We ask you to be here in reverence of this sacred moment, knowing that you're here because your soul called you. And this is a profound moment. This is a portal. This is an initiation. Here you're protected and you're safe. As we enter the sacred space, we acknowledge the cone of light above and below, the silver and gold rays. And here today we have with us many, many sacred energies that work with me. We have the dolphins, and we have all of our sacred energies from Greece. We have Isis, who went to Egypt with Joan and then through the sites with us in Greece and is here now. And this energy that she carries is to hold you in her wings, close in her heart, and that you will glide through time and space today on her wings. However, all of our other beautiful guides, Athena, the Sphinx, Aphrodite, the goddess of love, Asclepios, who's the god of healing, and all of his daughters and wife. We call on the sacred feminine, Isis and Hathor, Kuan Yin. We call on Ishel, the full moon of Selene, and all the different embodiments that she carry as we enter this full moon temple. Take a deep breath in. The deep, beautiful waters of the Aegean Sea rise within you, clearing and cleansing. You can feel them tingling, pouring through your cells and your chakras, up and out like a fountain. Release the breath. We call on Gaia and Daphnis, Delphine. We call on Apollo and the oracles and Athena. As we come into our own wisdom, strength, and truth, we accept your guidance, your magical tools. We ask that Gaia bring us back to our direct source connection, and that we become the oracles of our own destiny as we were designed to be. Namaste. Welcome to the space, and Joan will now bring you deeper into this beautiful temple as we pass this portal together. Joan is expanded outside of the temple and gone with some winged ones. I want you to come deeper into this full moon space, and as you do, feel as if you are gliding. Isis is carrying you. You're held in her heart. This is a big moment, my child. She says, this is a moment of flight. You cannot stay earthbound anymore. This is more than leaving the nest. This is more than trying to fly. This is beyond what you have imagined, what you have known. There are new horizons opening for you. And as the sun dawns on this new day, you are in the portal, passing a golden gate of light. Enter and feel it now. This gateway brings you. There is a griffin, and there is the Sphinx of Delphi, the Naxos-Sphinx. These divine feminine guides wish to carry you. They carry your burdens, and they carry your dreams. They carry who you thought you were, and they carry who you wished you could be. They say none of these are truth. We bring them for you, yet we free you of them. We have them here if you want them back, yet I want you to open your heart and your arms and your mind and become expanded. One. Coming back here into this time, into this space, is never going to be the same. Take a moment, a sacred flame in your heart for all that you have done and been, yet the past is complete. You shut that chapter, that book, that story now. The past is eclipsed, and the eclipse is happening now. That strength to hold yourself steady, strong, grounded, feeling comfortable and prosperous without any proof, because who you want to be is too limited. We will carry you higher and higher. The moon is opening portals for you now. Feel yourself gliding on these wings coming. The moon shines a light. This full moon in 8 months. In 8 full moons, you will stand together in Delphi under the full moon, on the sacred way, in the sacred temples and altars. You will bathe in the spring of the oracles. You will activate the keys in your genes and DNA. You will remember the wealth and prosperity and respect and what it feels like to have that for your own divine feminine purpose. and powers, you will allow this full moon to open this portal through time and space, and Isis flies with you. Down, down you go. You come through the moon. You see the sacred site of Pythia or Delphi on Mount Parnassus. The moment of its magnificence, you see the white marble temples and the columns, rows and rows of treasuries. Everyone revered, respected, not just bringing money, but creating treasures and art, carving into stone their gratitude, putting it for all to see, everyone sharing their miracles, their magic, because of the sacred, feminine, intuitive access that was possible. You come down slowly, hovering over. You sense that Gaia has the strongest power emanating from this place. The full moon is like a silver slide of light, bringing you down into this moment. May 22nd, 2024, the year of the dragon, the year that Delphine, the Dracon, the daughter who's been crushed, burned, ground, her magic stolen, the Kundalini of the earth, originally guarding this sacred site where you could go, where you could connect directly to Gaia, directly to her daughter, holding the keys to your own Kundalini, your own creative abilities, your own oracle, your inner authority. She will rise next year. She will rise and you will receive the most powerful influx of divine source, light, and love. You sense now magnetically drawn down into this beautiful space. You see the Sphinx, the wings curling up, the lion, paws and tail, high on a pedestal. The woman's head watches you. She says, I am so glad you've come. This is a moment you will never forget. If you understand the riddles of your heart, you will understand that I am a guide. If you understand that your sacred divine energy, the ability to create, has been secret, it's been hidden, you will understand who you really are. Listen. The questions you ask are not of spirit. Go deeper. The riddle is, can you hear your own heart? Bring this into this moment. Find your sacred place. Is it the rock of the oracle? Is it the temple of Apollo or the altar? Is it the umbilical cord, the Castalian spring, the theater, the stadium, a treasury? Is it the sanctuary of Athena, the Tholos, or a sacred cave on the side of the mountain? where the oracles begin. Your divine guides take you to your sacred place. You sit, you connect to your root back to Gaia. You are still held in Isis's hearts. She has been here. She is here now. Receive your divine download from your future self on this 8th full moon from now, May 22nd in Delphi, in the ethers, in the mind, in the body.
And as we return to Delphi, you can hear them calling us. You can hear them saying, "We have been waiting for you. We have been waiting for your memories to awaken. We have been waiting for you to hear the call, to call you home, to call you into your sacred space. We here have been asking for the return of all of the oracles, for the return of your gifts, because we are needed now. These are the times for which you contracted, which you agreed to be activated and awakened as if you were in a deep slumber. But my loved ones, slumber no more. For the call of the oracles, you can hear them. It's like the sound of the
So beautifully orchestrated by Source and the full moon and the eclipse. As Joan says, the sound of and silence. Again, she's lifted into higher realms to be working with all of us from there. Here she is. We heard you say the sound of, and then there was silence. It was quite profound.
Isn't that, it was almost a confirmation as we go,
Yeah.
as we step into these other dimensions. And then the world may call us back, and we have to clear the pathway so that we can be present at all times. And the sounds, as I was hearing them, I could hear the sounds of the dolphins. I can hear the mermaids calling. I can hear the birds. I find myself at the temple of Poseidon as we are standing on that great cliff overlooking the sea, where all the beings come in order to come and see the oracles. They begin with Poseidon. They begin with this great being who commands the sea. And as the full moon is over his temple, we can feel even larger this strength growing within us, that it is our time to return, that it is our time to awaken these memories and to step into the gifts that we've had. These gifts are so needed now. The world needs what we have to say. This planet is ascending rapidly, and it's the voice of the oracles that call us home. It's the voice of spirit. It's the voice of the intuitive, of the one who knows. And so as we gently guide you through this journey, and it's a journey across the full moon tonight, where Nan and I started our full moon journey last month in Delphi. And we stood over and looked at the full moon and called in all of these energies. And we asked them to be with each and every one of you, knowing that when we returned, we'd be reaching out to every single oracle that hears that call, that feels it deep and touched in your heart. And that's why you're all here tonight, because you've been hearing the call. It's not just the full moon. It's not just the transformation, but it's that wake up. It's like an alarm is going off for you, going, I want to do this. I want to remember. I want to step into being that who we know we are. And so we're all glad that you're here with us tonight. It's a very sacred moment for Nan and I, and for Tina Marie, and for each and every one of you, because these activations that we're doing tonight and that we're going to be doing over the next 8 months, between now and that full moon, May 22nd, of Delphi, is going to be transformative. It will take you every step of the way, will take you deeper and deeper to removing that veil, which has kept you from being able to see clearly, and removing that which has been in your voice to keep you from speaking the truth that comes through you. And to be an oracle means that you hear and you transmit the calling. And it's not just for one person, it's a calling for all. It's a calling for humanity. These are messages for all of us. And so it is. And so we are here, Nan Akash. Many of you know her. She's become one of my close friends. I just adore her to the moon and back. And many of you met her in Greece. I first met her in Greece, but I'd known her for years on Zoom. And I'm Joan of Angels. And we are calling to you, to that deep heart. So Nan, that was just beautiful.
Welcome. I love the energies. You know, the whole week we are right now in the peak of the eclipse, so we're feeling all of it, and it's a portal that we're all moving through. So who we were before the eclipse on the 14th and who will be this coming time are completely different. To me, it's like we get lifted up and move on a bridge to a new reality, to a new dimension.
Weren't we in Greece for the eclipse?
We were, no, you flew home on the eclipse. So you sort of.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
and I flew home
okay.
the next day. So yeah, we were finishing there. So we started the full moon, then we ended on the new moon eclipse, and now we're on the full moon. So this is one cycle.
And one of the things about being in Greece and being with these temples and with the gods and goddesses is that there's a huge awareness of the seasons of time, of the seasons, not of fall, winter, spring, and summer so much, but of eras and periods of time, and the ebb and flow of the goddesses and the gods. And then now we're in the return of the goddess. We're in a very, very deep return. And that's also why many of you are hearing that call.
Yeah. It's so interesting because, Joan and I met about 4 years ago, I think, right as the pandemic was starting. I found her online and invited her to be on a show. And over the years, we go back and forth. And we met for the first time in person, like you were saying, in Greece last month. And it's so funny because people were like, you've never met each other before? Like, that's so strange. And yet this is part of, you do your spiritual work, and you go through your ups and downs in life, and you find these connections. And the more that I speak into spirit, the more I know exactly, what's the right door, instead of chasing and trying to figure it out and being softer and softer. So the sacred feminine we've been talking about for so long, coming back, rising. And yes, it has been, but because of the evolution we're having now, and this hugely profound year we've had of catapulting us through, out of the goop and up from the torture and every other thing that's been coming up. I know for my students and clients is that when Joan told me, we were talking about retreats all year. So it was, kind of a progression from that, but it just so organic about how it came together. And she mentions to me Greece, and everything in my body freaks out in a good way. But it's this idea that we have I had this soul recalling, because it was a big deal to me as a child. I didn't know what past lives were, but I had vivid memories. I knew everything about it. I read everything about it. I went there when I was 9, and the guide would ask me, like, this is the temple of who? And I would say it was. And then I went back a few more times. And so this was the 4th time for me. However, I wasn't planning to go. There was nothing in my life that said I was going to do that, circumstances and everything. So it was a really intense several weeks going through, what I'm really supposed to go, why, and this and that, and even within my spiritual adventure and all the travel I've done, and that I love to do those kind of retreats, I didn't want to do anything that wasn't in alignment with my highest good and my spirit. So as this came through, the hoops that I jumped through within my soul that were limits of who I was were so fast because of the timing, you know, and
Right.
you telling me about this other event, and then me seeing that everywhere, the signs, the symbols, and then going, okay, is this really, and going and doing my deeper inner work and unhooking from the emotion, all the way through, all the time spending about 9 hours a day consuming information about Greece and going, no, 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 where's the sacred site? No, 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 where's the one with the Isis temple? Where's the one with this? I could feel it because I talked to these sites. So they were calling me, and I'm like, okay, I think I'm going to do a retreat. I'm going to see who could go. And it was just so amazing to walk through that, in my own ups and downs, but then to watch all of us come like you did. You went to Egypt through 2 big things. You've had this epic year of massive personal transformation, answering that call of your soul and really stepping out of your comfort zone.
And we should talk about that call of the soul, because I remember seeing your face change when we were in this call. And I said, well, after Egypt, I'm feeling called to return as an oracle to Delphi. I said, and I want to do a retreat next year on the return of the oracles. Now, I had never been to Delphi. I have never been to Greece. And I kept feeling this strong pull. And the difference between a call and your logical mind is that the call takes precedence. Always the call takes precedence. And the call helps you get through all of your objections. So the next, I think it was within 24 hours or 48 hours, Nan reaches out to me and she says, oh my God, I have to go. I have to go. My soul is calling me back. And so tonight is really about stirring up the call within you. As we go through this eclipse, it's kind of funny. I pulled a few cards, and this one says after the storm. And it's true. After the storm, after our daily life, after the trauma sometimes of living here on the planet and the challenges of being here and what's going on in the world today, after the storm means we gather together and we do our inner work. We come together in prayer. We come together in ceremony. We come together in holding this light. And we listen to the call. And I want to honor friends I see here. And everyone, I want to actually put your name into the circle. So we have Arette. We have Cheryl, who we met in Greece, who has 3 paintings from us, 3 paintings that are actually Grecian and that represent this energy, the angel of enchantment.
Hi, sweetie.
We have Serenity. And I know we have one more, I think it was Isis. So we have that energy of having all been together. I saw Shima was on the call. And Shima is one of my dearest friends, and she also was in Greece. And so as your name gets called, I want you to just feel yourself present with us. Imagine that you're sitting with us in a sacred circle now, and the cave is over there, and many of our sisters are in that cave. And we're having what we call an oracle powwow. We're having a pre-ceremony. And in those days, some of it was done with plant medicines and herbs and tinctures and deep dive meditation and sound. And so, Bella, you're invited to join us there now. And we have Kim and we have Sylvia. I'm just so happy to see you. Welcome. We have Denise. Do you feel the energy with us, Denise? There's Lori, and Lori I met yesterday. We feel just this wonderful, wonderful energy. Deborah is here. And so is Jessica. So you can feel the fullness of the circle growing. And it's growing, it's coming in with all of our wisdom and all of our knowledge. Jessica, we're so happy you're here. And Be Light. And there's Emily from Pennsylvania bringing the oracles from around the world together again.
I want to say hi. Be Lighter is Genevieve. She's coming to be with the dolphins in a few weeks with me.
Oh, and Genevieve, not Genevieve, but Genevieve is the one who's going to conduct whatever plant medicine ceremony we put out to the world. We have Deborah Robbins. We have Ida. Well, it's so nice to see her. And then we have Morgane. Oh, Morgane. How beautiful. Morgane was on our journey.
Yes.
We met under the full moon in Delphi. We were up at the crack of dawn driving together. By the time we left and said goodbye, we were like sisters who had returned once again. And so that's also, and there's Christy and Matt. All right, we have a little bit of male energy. And we have someone from Sweden who's all pictures. And then Destine is here.
Hi, Destine. Hi.
And we have Joe Rose and Canella, who I'm going to be seeing next week. Canella, who is a sacred mermaid, whose hair is almost the same color as yours, although I'm not sure what color it is now, but there have been times. Yes, she brings the mermaid energy. And you know, guys, if you want to put in the comments what energy you're bringing, who are you resonating with the most? Let us hear the energies you're resonating with. We have Lars. We have Just Diving.
So as Joan is calling your name, remember we welcome you into this sacred circle, into this full moon temple, and we've come together. It's like we're here. If you imagine that as your name's called, maybe you go to the center of the circle. Maybe there's a flame. Maybe there's a pond, whatever is for you, for your portal, for your passing. And you just bring yes, affirming you're here. And remember, anything you want to release, this is the place to release it. No, nothing needs to be verified. And then just feel yourself coming in, plugging in to Gaia, coming back to your own new path, your own new connection to Gaia.
That's so beautiful. So beautiful. Yeah. So what energies are you bringing here tonight once you've released that which no longer serves? You know, what calls you, and even what called you to be here, stirring the Oracle brew, because that's what I feel it as, a sacred brew that we're stirring for everyone. And so I just want to welcome a few other people. We have Lars, we have Sana Jane, and we have Tina Marie in the back. I don't want to forget Tina Marie, holding sacred space for everyone.
Everybody send a bunch of love from your heart to Tina Marie. She's taking care of the tech and everything. Woo!
Well, she takes care of the tech with such high spirituality that she and the tech become one. Lori is here. Okay, Lori, who I saw on Terry's show yesterday. That was a very powerful show. I had chills from the moment we started. And then there's Lucille. What a beautiful name, Lucille. What are you bringing today? What energy has called you? And we have Marveda, who's the dragonfly. So we already know we have the dragon energy here, and the dragonfly.
Dragons and dragonfly.
And Lisa. And let's see, I have Enza here. Ooh, we have Isis here. Yeah. We have Nike here. We have the dragon here.
Hi, Nike. Hi, sweetie.
We have Luke. Patricia. More and more. So you must be sharing it out, guys, because more and more of you joining. Denise.
Great. There's a ripple
Denise
of light.
Here. And there's Victoria, Nike, the goddess of
Victoria was with us on the Greece retreat that we just got back from, and she's spreading it. So what's wonderful is that as we were in Delphi, we reconnected our navels back to the navel of the earth, to Gaia. And we activated the Apollo temple, and we activated the wealth and respect in Delphi. And we went to all these other sites and activated other temples of different goddesses, the ancient temple of the headquarters of Isis. Yeah. And then each of us, there's Morgan here, Amy, Joan, Victoria, and I. Now we went like this
Cheryl.
out into the world, right? And so we're each taking all of that energy that we activated and spreading it out through the world. So
To the different
Victoria,
corners.
yeah,
Yes.
Victoria is traveling around, spreading the light. It's wonderful.
And I'm in London spreading the energy here and actually enjoying myself as never before. And I do believe that's part of the other energies that we have. So we have, I asked everyone to put, what are you bringing to us tonight? What are you putting in the circle? And we have angels with us. Yeah. And of course we have angels. We have many angels.
Vivica's bringing tingling. She says her energy's tingling, feeling her feet reaching from her fingertips, activated by the intro meditation. You're so welcome.
And that was very beautiful, even though I will say I was going in and out of it. Energy of water.
You were being lifted. They showed me, Joan, when you left, it was like, oh, they just lifted you up to realms we couldn't hear. It was like, you need to go do some work up here with winged ones. There were more than just angels. There were other winged ones there. We had the Naxos Sphinx. This is a Delphi Sphinx. We had all these different winged ones. And then you'd come back. And then when you went, the sound of, and there was silence. It was so beautiful. I just gave a big pause for the silence. And then it was like, oh, they've just lifted Joan up again. So you're going like this through the portal.
Me and my art go right through those portals, everyone. And then we have stepping forward energy.
We have sounds of love, light, and energy. Thank you.
Viveka is here. Her energy is tingling in her feet. Tina Marie brings angels, and she brings giants. She brings stone energy. She brings tree energy. She brings sentient being energies.
Nice.
And if I left anything out, Tina Marie put it in there. We have healing love, and Canella's bringing contributions and loving kindness. And she's also bringing that mermaid energy and love and hugs. And so I want to say to all of you, let us just imagine that in this circle, we're actually holding hands and we're hugging, and we're doing our pre-oracle. Next week, I'm going to have my crown back. We're doing our pre-oracle pep talk, and it's never a pep talk. It's the pre-oracle going into the other dimensions together. Yeah. And when you go into these realms together, you make quite a lot of acceptance, quite a lot of love, and quite a lot of tingling. So what is it you're bringing forward into this new eclipse?
Matt says love energy, and Jessica said acceptance and compassion. And I'm a huge fan of acceptance as a state, because it's where you get your power back. It's where your emotional body forgives. It lets go. You don't have to do anything. It just does.
Well, I'm hearing the Beatles singing, all you need is love. And with all that is going on in the outside world, which is out there, the way to shift that energy, guys, is with love, which is taking this cocoon of energy with the oracles and actually pushing it outward and holding that space of love when the world around might forget it. And so love is the most powerful force upon the planet. And as we're creating this energetics, and it's rising from the earth up to the heavens, it's expanding outward, kind of like a mushroom. A nuclear blast goes like a mushroom and it goes out. We are blasting this love energy. I love Nan because she just plays with me. We just play together, but we're blasting this love energy across the planet, and it's a complete 300-degree circle. So wherever you are, you're blasting it out, and it's hitting up with our energy to make a complete unfoldment of love. And it just circles down, and it's like little dewdrops of love drops, sprinkling on any war-torn zone, sprinkling on any angry energy.
Yeah.
Crowds of people who are spinning their wheels in fear. and sprinkling on any beings who don't hold love in their heart. Those who shall not be named, this love energy is going to seep very gently into their heart and may cause them to weep and may cause them to open their eyes on this full moon eclipse. We can wish for anything, guys. We can see the whole world singing with us, all you need is love, and beginning to feel the waves of love and compassion, because the work we're doing together now is just expanding up like a mushroom bubble all the way up and around the entire planet, holding us close in the arms of Aphrodite, in the arms of Venus, in the arms of all of the goddesses of love, compassion, and healing, and the goddess of serenity, and the goddess of enchantment.
So I'm going to try to share my screen. I don't know. Can anybody?
So you go down below and you click invite. Present.
Can you see? Yeah, I did. Can you see my screen? No.
No.
No. Okay. So it says Chrome has lost permission. I don't know. Something. So I'll try it one more time.
You should be able to click share screen.
Yeah, I did. And then it wants me to select.
Are you wanting to share the images?
I want to share some of the images and some of the other things so people can tune in. But
all of this magical energy is kind of causing a weird energy with our technology.
Yeah, I don't think that it's been like that all week. So I can't share it, but we put
I'm going to see if I can.
I can share the slides with you. However,
no, I think I'm going to see if I can share the screen right now.
Okay. Here is the page for the retreat in May. So we've changed the dates a little bit and the price is a little less, and we're going to be considering a 3-day add-on with a little island energy at the end. However, we are going to be there on the full moon. So it's okay. It's not meant to be, we're going to be here now, we're here. And so what we want to do is we were there and we were activating these. We were going through our personal journeys and then the bigger picture. And I know that because I do these sacred retreats where we go to sacred sites and we do activations and we do healings and everybody's bringing their energy and then they bring key codes and we take key codes and we activate things. But it's been several weeks now and I keep seeing more and more Gaia and Athena and these other energies that we connected to and awakened are showing us the power of the work that we did. That this is a very priming a pump, that we have now activated the land in this sacred place. And so all the different things I mentioned about Delphi, the Oracle was there. This was the sacred feminine. This was the most revered, wealthy, and respected place on the planet because of the sacred feminine. So she started in the caves and she was from Gaia, worked with Gaia directly, and her daughter, Delphine, the sacred serpent dragon, Dracon. And that's the Kundalini life force that was completely erased and brought in. But as time went on, what they showed us was that the structure needed to be brought in. So the masculine came in, the Apollo, and built the temple, made this place revered. So actually created a structure around the sacred feminine so that people had access, people understood that. That is just the tip of the iceberg of what we've awakened. And when we go back, we will see those seeds that we've awakened. Right. They showed me that the energies are starting to flow, that as we reconnect each day back to what we did there, we start to see already the difference. And we don't know how it's going to unfold. And we do not want to be a part of what's unfolding on the world stage because that's people stuck to the past. You can't do or think any of that stuff we're seeing out there and expect to go to a new future. So unhook now, because that's what Joan and I do. We see through worlds. We talk to the land. We talk to the spirits. They come in constantly with me. I'm almost 24/7 walking with them. And this is a sacred path. This is a wonderful journey and a tasty, wonderful, tasty place. And we all fell in love with Greece and the food and all of that. And we have that. And yet this is a sacred calling where you and Joan and I will go there, and both we will be bringing the information through and the channeling, but you're going to be a part of it. And it's something that your soul on that full moon will have a whole new awakening. We're going to be in Delphi under the full moon on the sacred site, and we're going to be starting on the full moon. So we're going to have, or the day before, so we're going to have at least 3 to 4 days of that really powerful full moon energy as we move through the sacred sites.
And we're going to actually be at Delphi at nighttime,
yeah,
in the evening time, as the sun sets and the moon comes out, which is so powerful. But guys, I know some of you are commenting that you're feeling tingling and that you're feeling these energies, because as Nan says, we're still in these energies. We haven't come back to the reality of this planet. I have not, even though I walked through the airport and took off on a plane and walking through the streets of London, I've been in another dimensional reality. And it's like I see through the structures, I see through the people, and I can see that many people are being activated and awakened right now, although they don't know what that is. And so as oracles, all of you, because I recognize all of you as oracles with us, that's what we're here to do. Each of us are here to have this process of remembering. This remembering, and then remembering this light, and remembering this full power that we've had, and to really rip away any veils that keep us from tuning in. So I'm hoping that some of you really feel the call, and that's why Nan and I, by the way, are going to each do readings. If you join us now, you'll each get a reading. Look, I'm in sync with Tina. She's putting it up just when I was about to say it. But the early bird bonus is that you get a private session with each of us. And as you can tell, Nan and I both carry these energies, but we carry them in different ways. And we bring it forward in very, very different ways, and very, very magical. I must say that being together with Nan, it's like, I swear, it's like yin and yang. It's just very, very sweet. So I want to also, this is really powerful, because I was called to bring this deck out.
There's Amy. She was the other one on,
I know,
Amy
my was
Grace
there
retreat.
too. So we have Amy, Victoria, Marianne, Nan, and myself. So I think that's 5 of us.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the
That's all of
retreat.
us.
We're
Yeah.
all complete. We're all complete. And the
this is
card that's
awesome.
coming out is a big, bold vision. And that card is really meaning that it's time, with this full moon and this eclipse, to really go, what is my big, bold vision? What am I going to step into that's new now? That's the new energy of the planet, this new ascension energy that's here, this new energy that's taking over me, so that I'm not the same today and tomorrow as I was before I even got on this call.
Never.
So
Never the
big,
same.
bold
Look,
vision.
we have Arietta from Athens. So we have somebody in
Wow.
Athens right now.
Arietta,
I'm so excited.
how beautiful to have the Athens energy. And I have so many things from Athens. I have that new sweater I have that just brings the energy of Athens wherever we go, and all the goodies that Victoria brought and Nan bought and I bought, that we awaken these essences. So we're coming to almost the end of the hour.
Yeah, we need to come back and bring everyone through the rest of the eclipse. Let's first say thank you to Lori. She said she's bringing the energies of her ancestors from Greece.
Oh, that is exactly what we need. The energies of our ancestors in Greece.
Yes.
And even if you don't have Greece in your physical ancestry, I'm willing to bet that all of you have Greece in your past life lineages.
Yeah, look at this. It says, she said her uncle Yanis fought at the siege of the Acropolis. At the time of his death, his wife ended the siege.
And we were walking in the Acropolis just a month ago.
I'm like full of goosebumps. I love this
Right?
energy. I love this
I
energy. It's
love the
so
energy. Guys, I'm
rejuvenating.
so glad you came and brought your sacred selves to us.
Thank you. Yes.
And if you're interested in this retreat, reach out. Nan will take care of you. And I can't wait to do readings for all of you.
Yes, and we can talk to you. Any retreats that I do, it's perfectly normal to want to chat. So if you want to chat on the phone, you want to talk about logistics, you want to talk about fears, you want to talk about fear of flying, you want to talk about whatever it is. Because part of answering a soul calling is the logistical things and the other fears and limits that seem to come up immediately to say, no,
Always,
you can't. And they're going to come up.
always.
They always came up. They came up for me. And it's not that you want to beat things out of your way. You want to separate from the illusion of the I can't or not now because why? All right, because oh, it's a little too uncomfortable. Well, part of this is a huge soul journey. So each of you will have an incredible
Right.
experience.
It's
And
listening to the call and not listening to the naysayers. You know, you get a calling to do something amazing because this happens to everyone, and you get all excited. And then you go, oh, wait, I have this and I have that. And my husband says no. And, I seem to have run out of money, or, ooh, yes. So we're being called in a big way. That's so much reminds me of Egypt.
this is a Isis. I pulled from the Isis deck to see what she wanted to share with us right now. Because, as I said, Joan had this in. If I could show you my slides, I would show you pictures of Joan in Egypt activating this in the temples. And then she went through Greece with us. And this is really interesting because I shuffled the deck 3 times and pulled this 3 times. I had this card before I went to Greece. This was one of the cards that pulled out that told me yes to go to Greece. And it was on my altar when I returned from Greece. So I'm really blown away. It says, Pyramid of Light, step your vibration deeper into love.
I will tell you a secret about the Isis I brought you back. You asked for the Isis after we had been to the Isis temple.
Right, I know.
And suddenly I could not find any Isises anywhere we went. There were no Isises. And I did a little meditation. And the very last place that we went to visit, suddenly there was this one Isis just calling my name and said, I must travel with you. I must travel with you. I must travel with you. So, guys, what's the calling you're hearing? What are you hearing tonight that's soothing your soul and helping to bring you into this new energy? And this new energy of, the more I've been doing some reading, and again, it's been reaffirming that when we are on the path of spirit, the more you listen to the calling, the closer or the more divine your path is, the more you're walking on the path and on the way. So we are tempting you to start listening to that soul call, because that's what brings you your bliss. And when I began painting angels, in fact, it was Jules from Stargate who did a reading, a channeling with Prageet. And well, he wasn't in it, with Alcazar. And she said to me, Joan, you will know your bliss. And the way you know your bliss is when you say yes to that call, and no to the distractions, and no to that voice that says, no, you can't. We say yes. So I think Tina Marie was able to find exactly what we need.
So yeah, just
So that
scroll
you can
down through.
actually see the
Just
whole
some of
thing.
the photos. So this is at nanakasha.com/Greece. And like we said, these are some pictures. Some of the artwork was by my husband. This is Sunio, where we go to the temple for, and this time we're rearranging the schedule. All right, a little bit. So there's Joan in Egypt. There's
In
me here
Luxor.
in the Mayan land. So we're both at pyramids and we're both at sacred sites in different parts of the planet. And this is what we do. We talk to the stones, we talk to the spirits, we talk to the wisdom, we release the fear and the pain and let it go back to Gaia. And we come into the space where we have within us an opportunity to say, I can remember the wisdom of my other lives. I can remember the powers that I had and the wisdom that I had and the experience that I had. And I can remember, not even have to consciously remember, there's nothing here that you have to achieve. This is the beauty of this kind of work. You can start reaching out now through the different bonuses we have, meditations and different things we have. Joan and I are going to start doing some calls together on a regular basis. We'll see what unfolds for that. And we want you to, whatever you do, to start to listen to your inner authority, to realize that you are part of the tipping point. We are the foam on the wave. We're riding that wave with the dolphins, right? We're going to Delphi. We're going back to source. We're going back to Gaia. We're going back to our source at the inner part of who we are. And this is not something that takes effort or a long time. That's the beautiful thing about the sacred feminine. As it rises within the world, as we see the release, we realize that the reflection on the world stage right now is a reflection of Gaia releasing that stuff. That pain, fear, anger, hatred, judgment, war, all violence, that's been happening on the planet for a long time. It's in the earth. It's in her. She's releasing it just like we are.
And we're healing that pain.
Yeah, we are the ones that have to see it as the illusion that it is.
I want to comment on something you said, and something else you said, is that we're the ones that carry this light. And it's part of our sacred calling to go around the world and carry this light. And Nan and I already have plans for another sacred place in the world. And perhaps we're going to be asking all of you to come with us to wake up, bring peace, bring love, bring harmony to many sacred sites around the planet, because as we activated that, you can even feel the energies. And it's like grateful, like Greece is grateful that we were there. Egypt is grateful that we did the activations that we did there, because Egypt holds kind of very bizarre energy. We're not going to go into it tonight, but a very deep masculine energy. And yet there's light that's coming through those temples now and through the pyramids. And the sites that we went to were kind of half dead. They needed to be awoken and energized. And if you feel a calling to be part of awakening Gaia and awakening her through awakening these structures, that is what we're going to be doing. Yeah. So Nan, I think it's time. Do you have something else you want to say? And then I'll close it out.
Yes, let's go in. Let's see. Someone said they had a question. Is the question there?
I think it was a personal question, and I don't think we should answer the personal ones tonight.
Okay, so someone's bringing in intuition and support. Thank you for that. Yes, so let's take a second here as we close this sacred gathering, and we give great thanks to this beautiful temple of the full moon, to all of these silver energies that have opened this portal of light, and Isis, who has taken us to glide on wings through time and space into this beautiful place of the sacred creator. The feminine as the creator, the ability within oneself to stand connected through time and space to all of your sacred lives and powers. Ask now that this land, that your place, that these beautiful energies in this temple go with you as long as is optimal. Breathe them in and let them become a part of your cells and your mind as you deepen your connection to the divine. It sinks into the cells, and in the cells, they are now releasing the past. You will have a freedom and you will have peace. You have to become it. Namaste.
Ooh, and so it is. And this is a time, as we go through ascension, that we're calling back full memory of all of our lifetimes, so that we can see the new timeline as we they all cross together in this moment of time, and then we emerge into the new timeline. And the new timeline is you fully empowered to do your work here on the planet, you fully empowered as a being of light, as a divine feminine or a divine masculine counterpart to awakening the planet, holding it steady and connecting with the celestial realms. So we are going to be having another live stream, and I think it is on November 2nd.
Yep, at 1:30 Central.
Which might be, let's see, when is 1:30 Central?
I don't know, Joan's in London, but
no, we're
it's
not doing
1:30
it on
Central.
the 2nd, sweetheart. We already decided not to do. We're going to let you all know. I think we decided to do it on the 3rd because I have the dentist on the 2nd. See, a real thing. We all have real lives. We take our body to do its thing, but we
will let you know. Yes. So Joan will be set up. You'll see it appear on our YouTubes. Joan's YouTube, subscribe to my YouTube, get on our lists, nanakasha.com, joanofangels.com, and be sure that you have some way to receive from us when we're going to do the next one. Of course, we will post as well on Facebook. However, it would be wonderful also if you want to share with us, if you want to give us feedback on what you experienced and how you go through the eclipse. And I'm always continuing create the circle so that it continues to walk with you as long as it's optimal for your highest good. So know that you're going to have these beautiful energies, and Isis and all this wonderful sacred feminine is about us softening. They keep knocking me down since I've gotten back, not in a bad way, but like a hell no, you can't go back to doing things the way you used to. You can't feel or think any of the old identity. And it's softer, it's easier, and it's more sacred and feminine than you can imagine. So that's what we're actually relaxing into. And it's a deconditioning, yet you are having that beautiful pathway. So in about a week, we're going to be with you again, and we can check in and see where everybody's been and what's happened.
I know we can see, we definitely be prepared to let us know what the big picture, that big, bold vision was emerging for you, and how you want to play with us, and which of the goddesses or gods that you've been playing with all week. And so it is. Yes. And so it is. And yes, that's exactly what we want to say. I think we're
exactly
complete.
What we want to say.
We're complete. I feel like this was the most magical of all shows. Very beautiful.
This is the moon dolphin. So you called in the dolphins in the beginning. They're always here with me, but this is my full moon dolphin. And so, yeah, play with the energies, see what else. Ask Joan and I in any way, what is the most wonderful experience that you have had with either one of us, or that you're ready for, or that you're getting visions of? Because your sacred intuitive gifts are awakening, whether you're aware of it or not, and working on it or not. And I want you to say, okay, I'm walking through this important moment, and yet there's powers from my soul awakening. And I can step into in a more magical way of walking every day. Since we came home, Gaia programmed my left foot chakra to put peace, and my right one to put love. So every step I take, that goes into Gaia and is fed back to me. So I suggest that to everybody. Go out, take a moment, knead the ground, and remember, we're star seeds first for Gaia, and then we are star seeds from other places. But Isis says it's more important to realize you can glide through time and space than worry about logistically where you're from. It's the time and the space, the place where the power was or is rising now that's calling you. And you don't need any help to be guided there. You already know.
You don't need any help to even listen and hear. So, and you know what? Your guides gave us permission to tempt you. Your guides gave us permission to stir the brew so that you can hear it and that you go, oh my God, oh my God. Oh, I see an old friend just popped on. Anne, how delightful.
Hi, Anne.
All right. So we're going to say ciao, and we'll see you all next week. I think I actually found the date and time, which is November 3rd, 11:30 a.m. PST, California time.
Okay, so that would be
London time and back into California time. And we'll see how that stream goes. And so it is. We'll see you all next week. Sending much love across the planet, and love, and then more love and more love. Bubbles and bubbles of light. Like, just, you know how a kid blows bubbles? Just blow out those bubbles of love and bubbles of light everywhere you go. Thank you for being with us. We love you all. Oh my God, delightful mermaid. Oh, yes. And so it is.